I'm Suzy Schuldt, and I'll be reading from my novel. The children of the parents who had lived in the town for decades, not long in the scheme of earthly things, spoke about the flattening of the desert for the subdivisions, the movement of barrel cacti and saguaros from their native spots to curated highway medians, and the general annoyance that the bus ride would take longer in order to incorporate these new children. She sensed that her existence was an inconvenience, if not a harbinger of destruction. Mountain Lake was nestled into the low lap of a mountain studded with saguaro, named, uncleverly, Black Mountain. The mountain's surface was shaded by its cacti, causing it to stand out from surrounding brown mountains, so that Daisy could spot it on the horizon from vantage points on school campus and her neighborhood, where the streets curved upward. It served as a dirt monolith or guidepost to all that she dreaded: school, the insular feeling of the town separated from the city. She had not once been to the location of the lake in Mountain Lake, but heard it was more of a pond. She liked to imagine a dead alien ship nestled into the base of the mountain, its radiation seeping into the layers of rock and discoloring the mountain, its slow poisoning of the unwitting center of this town, and the subdivisions its unwanted fingers, or veins reluctantly stretching out into the suburbs, fingers the town wished to chop off and return to the city. Daisy asked her mom to drive her to school, but her mom needed to get to work, and her preparation for that didn't include dropping Daisy off. Her mom would only give her a ride if the bus never arrived, which did happen several times, but only after the occurrence, which made Daisy's stomach hurt. To be absent was inconspicuous, but to announce her late arrival to school, to call attention to her body, her existence, was to attach a bell to her deepest insecurities. The bus was filled with bench seats covered in forest green vinyl, patched with grass green vinyl rectangles where kids had slashed or drawn genitalia upon the material with Sharpies. The patches never matched the original skin. Each bench sat 2 youth-sized people, and on the days she dreaded, every single bench on the bus already held 2 bodies by the time she ascended the graded steps. She boarded alone this day, the only one at her stop. She preferred to be alone, though, less competition or distraction as she boarded, fewer witnesses to her humiliation. It was too difficult to speak coherently and rearrange herself in space. She absorbed within seconds of passing the threshold to the school bus that each seat within her vicinity already had 2 occupants. Maybe there was an empty spot near the back, or maybe she wasn't seeing a space where there was one, the slot obscured by a backpack on the bench, or someone slumped in sleep. Someone pretending to be slumped in sleep who would take pity on her as she approached. She tried not to swivel her head from side to side, but she walked the aisle, glancing left, then right, scanning for an open seat. She walked the length of the bus in this manner until she could clearly see to the back. There was no room for her. Left, then right. She turned around, unsure what to do. She couldn't conjure space for herself, invent somewhere to put her body, where to store herself until she got to point B. She couldn't even consider plopping down on the floor or asking the driver, "Well, where should I go?" She just stopped moving. "Make room," the driver said over the intercom. Daisy felt each frustrated sigh land on her arms, her shoulders. Perceived irritation bounced off her forehead. She wished for invisibility, or to close her eyes and wish herself not on this bus, not in this town.